So hello everyone, and welcome back to Sakura Unboxing. So welcome to another Figure Festival personal highlights video. I'll be going over Wonder Festival 2024 Summer. Now this event, I really don't have a lot of figures to talk about in this one. Honestly, I feel like it was a pretty mid to below average in terms of the figures that were announced for this event. If you thought it was great, I'm very happy for you, but unfortunately for this event, there wasn't a lot of figures I was super hyped about. If anything, I was more excited for some of the garage kits that were shown off, so I'll get into those as well. So without further ado, let us get started. So now going into my list for this event, which I'll have linked in the description below. Additionally, I apologize if there's any awkward cuts, but because of the new figures and people are just uploading it to my figure collection, I do get that white screen saying to try again, so I'm going to try and cut those out the best I can. So if there's any weird jumps, that's probably why. So yes, getting into the event, I have a total of 16 items on here to go through. If you see the two tabs at the top, these aren't on my figure collection yet, or they might never be on my figure collection, but I wanted to point these out as well, because I'm very excited for one of them. It might be one of my favorite announcements at this event. So yes, I do want to include garage kits in this because I want to give shoutouts to some of these creators, because again, these are works of art, and yeah, I feel like they don't really get recognized too much at these kinds of events. So starting off with the first one, a Fate figure we have, and that is the Fate Grand Order Balvan Sith by PQ Studio. So yes, I absolutely love the way that she looks in this. The pose, the little bears, it's just a nice set piece I quite like. The sculpting in her hair is also just amazing, the way it flows and twists. And yeah, she looks very pretty. The eyes are very striking. It is a little bit rough, you can see a little bit of rough patches, but I understand that this is a garage kit, and I really can't fault the creators for. It still looks beautiful. I really do love the way that she looks. Yeah, and the way the hair is just in the back is amazing, and I like the transition that they did. It's pretty clean. So also at the event, you can actually buy these garage kits like unpainted, and she quite pricey, 39,000 yen. But yeah, I just want to point this one out because I love the way that this one looks. After that, moving on to yet another Fate figure garage kit that really stood out to me, and that is the Fate Grand Order Shootin' Doji by Grizzly Panda, who I feel like have done some stuff for Native, or I could be wrong. There's another manufacturer with like Panda in their name. But this Shootin' Doji one is, I think, the assassin version of her. Very nice sculpting. And the main thing that stood out to me with this one is definitely her face. The eye is very crisp and clean. And then they literally just made a close-up of the teeth, which just look very sharp. I love the glossiness to them. But yeah, it's just a very nice Shootin' Doji figure. Again, I want the assassin version by QuezQ. Please re-release that one. It's just so expensive. But yeah, this one looks very cool though. Price-wise, okay, 20,000 yen. So like, you know, under $100, not under 100, I wish it was, under $200, which I guess is not too bad. But again, when you buy these, you'll have to paint them, and I just don't have the skills for it. So yeah, there is that one. So now I'm actually going to go to the two Twitter tabs, because they're garage kits that aren't on my figure collection. The first one is just a very sentimental figure to me, because it's of one of my favorite characters, top husbando for me, so I wanted to point that out. It is by this person on here, Retro Future 1980. I'll have to scroll to it. And this is the Mega Man, Megamix, and Gigamix version of Shadow Man. This series is a manga by Hitoshi Ariga, and it's just a very nostalgic series to me because I read it when I was probably going into middle school, and Shadow Man, he's one of my top husbandos. He is so cool. I love his design in this series, and someone took the time to make a posable figure of him. I love him so much. So yeah, very cool. I would definitely want to buy this. I want any figures of my top husbandos, and yeah, so he's got the katana, he's also got the log, if you know ninjas, they do that, and then like a sake bottle. There's that. Yeah, but it's just cool to see like a very posable like figure of him. He also comes with, of course, the shurikens. You can't, I think it's the shadow blade. I can't remember the name of the actual like weapon. And he also comes with a separate headpiece with the his like mask on. So yeah, just so cool. I really want this. Unfortunately, it's just only at the event. I'm sure I can maybe find it on Buy and pick it up and try and paint it myself if people are selling him secondhand. He is, you know, expensive. He's about like Figma price. It is 14,000 yen for him. But yeah, I'm just, please, I want him so much. Mega matching blues. Give me also a base. Hitoshi Ariga versions, and I'm set. I love those characters so much, and if you are a Mega Man fan and you haven't read this series, I highly recommend it. I don't know, I love all the little stories, and it's just, I want it as an anime. I really think it deserves a nice anime, so yeah, I wanted to point him out. So after that, we have this one, which is probably, one of my top announcements, because it's another husbando. It is by this person on Twitter, and when I saw this, I lost my freaking mind. Like, Alter has to do this, and that is this gorgeously sculpted Ashia Domon figure. Again, Domon is my second favorite FGO servant. Oberon is number one, of course, but this looks amazing. The sculpt work is fantastic. The pose, how he's perched on this tree, and he's got like this like skull in his hand, and it's just absolutely amazing. Now, this is a 3D render, but they did print it out to show at this event. Oh, it's fine as hell. And he's also a long-haired boy, so there's the other reason. So yeah, they did show this at the event. Look at that. That is an amazing sculpt on like his clothing, his body. The skull is going to be a transparent material, it looks like. But this is sick. Like, look how much amazing work can be done by like a small studio. Yeah, if this was manufactured like Alter, please pick this up. I will throw money at you for this Domon figure. Also, I realized that this person is the, I don't know if it's like a small group or one person, but they're responsible, if I can scroll through the Twitter, they're responsible for making, yes, the Oberon scale that I am so freaking excited for. They are responsible for this. Like, they do such amazing work. They made the Oberon. They also apparently made, the Hyakimaru 1/8 scale from Dororo, and they also made the Antarcticite Land of the Lustrous figure, which I do have, and I love the figure so much. Yes, this Domon figure has to be one of my top announcements at this event. This is just amazing. I want someone to pick this up because I will pre-order it, definitely. So yeah, absolutely amazing work from this person. Now we're moving on to regular pre-painted figure announcements actually made by manufacturers. First one we have here is the original Tetra by Eldora model, who technically they do make garage kits, but I think they are a manufacturer, but probably a very small one. On AmiAmi, I only saw one figure by them actually like up for pre-order or pre-owned. So yeah, they're very small, and I think it just takes them a long time to make figures and put them up for pre-order. But we have this one right here, which stood out to me. She's supposed to be a tiger girl. I love the gray and black design to her. And yeah, just very gorgeous. I do want to kind of show original artwork and then the parts to this. But yeah, this looks amazing. They did show this off at the event. They weren't under garage kits. If I have the picture, I'll put up on screen of what I mean, based on a picture from Ruru Berries. This is supposed to be part of like a Chinese zodiac, I guess, fashion line of figures. So yeah, I wanted to point this one out because I think she looks very, very pretty. Oh yeah, okay, so I guess she was also sold at the event, so 28,000. So it's close to 200. I think that's a... Granted that just the garage kit itself, if it was an actual pre-painted figure, it might be a little less. I'm not too sure how that all works, but yeah. I just think that this is a very gorgeous character design. After that, we have another one by Eldora Model. And this is the original Ninjin-chan. And this one really stood out to me for the colors and this look. I think they're so bright and colorful and, you know, vibrant. I love the little pin cushion that she's on and the umbrella. Like, this is amazing. I would like to pick this up just for this, like, character design and just the way this figure looks. It's absolutely adorable. The little heart eyes, which is very cute. The paintwork on this looks fantastic. It's just such a cool looking figure. I really like the way this looks with the coloring and the sculpt. Again, shown off at the event as a pre-painted figure, so yeah, 33. Okay, so apparently this was an older one, but they showed a pre-painted, like, maybe will go up for sale for everyone else version. So yeah, 33,000 yen, quite pricey again, but I think she looks fantastic. Next up, we're going on to some other figures. This gorgeous Miku scale, which is the Hatsune Miku 1/7 Goldfish version by Kyoto, which looks amazing. If I give a better picture of the original illustration, I'll pop it up on screen. But the colors on it, this orange, and the way that the sculpt looks on this figure. But yes, the sculpt work on this Miku I think is gorgeous. I really don't notice any seam lines, and the sculpting on the fish looks fantastic, the fins. It looks absolutely amazing as a prototype. So yeah, unfortunately, even though the original illustration looks beautiful and just the sculpt itself looks amazing, it's not one I really feel like pre-ordering. I could be wrong. We'll see what happens exactly when she is finally painted. So yes, right now, super impressive work from this manufacturer. I'm really not too familiar with them. I think they make like other figures, but I'm just not interested in those. But yeah, so far, again, amazing work. After that, we have an Apex figure. Again, I love that manufacturer, at least with the figures I have so far. And that is the Zenless Zone Zero Billy Kid 1/7 by Apex. So yes, I have been playing this game, and it is quite fun. I don't see myself really pulling for like a lot of characters. I'll have to see, you know, as the game goes on. There's no one who I really want to pull for right away. But yes, we have Billy. It's a pretty simple pose. I wish he had a more action-y pose. But so far, sculpt looks fantastic. He's definitely one of my favorites from the game. And I might as well just show off the rest of the group together. So Anby, I think her name is already painted. Looks fantastic. Nicole is the one to the left, and then Nekomiya is all the way to the right. Very cool. I don't think I'll pick up the other girls. I would like to get Billy because he's like, again, my favorite. But yeah, it's a very fun game. I'm really enjoying it. That and I have played Honkai Star Rail, which I've been enjoying a lot more than I thought I would. So better prepare myself for some of the figures from that series in the future. But yeah, so far, it's nice to see that these guys are already getting figures. And next up, we have this one right here, which is another Kineko figure, again, who is based off the Forty Ohara's own cat, the Asonde version, 1/6 scale. I do have another 1/6 from them. She's pretty tiny, so I'm expecting this one to be the same size as the other one I have. But yeah, very cute. She's got her like little yellow sweater, very cute pose, all these little accessories as well. I'm interested to see if this is also going to come with different versions, like a poster and all that. But yeah, very cute little Kineko announcement. And then next up, this figure right here. But yeah, Neon Max, which is the Seiron 1/6 scale, illustrated by Saitom. We just have a prototype of her up. Very thick in the thighs, thick in a whole bunch of places. And yeah, I also want to point out the gorgeous illustration. I love the hints of blue in here, the blue, black and white, and even the gold. Very tempting pickup for me just because I love this character's design, the jacket I really love the look of. And yeah, Saitam's art, very top tier, so I'm excited to see this one painted in the future. Okay, moving on to the next one that at one point was an illustration and they finally did a prototype for her. And that is the original Dragon by Claynell, illustrated by Toridamo, who, for those who don't know, does the is the artist for Ryza, I believe. So yes, very pretty. I like how she has this like tree base that wasn't in the original illustration, I think. But yeah, I love this character design a lot. Of course, showing off the original illustration, again, absolutely stunning. And then going through some of the pictures, it does look like it's 3D printed. There is some like little rough patches on the back of her hair. But yeah, so far, sculpt work looks fantastic. But yeah, so far on the sculpt work, it's very nice. Her nose looks a little bit weird. Maybe it's just like the lighting on there. And again, little rough patches, but of course they'll clean it up before we actually have the figure fully painted. The base as well. So yeah, I'm interested to see because if they'll clean up like stuff like this. That's a big seam line unless it's supposed to attach like that in the future. We'll have to see. But yeah, so far this looks amazing. It's a very tempting pickup. Again, I lean towards collecting, you know, original characters if the design really appeals to me. So yes, very gorgeous Dragon Girl figure. After that, we have the prototype of this character right here, the Fake Grand Order Ranmaru X Avenger by Quezcu. Just have this kind of small little snippet right here of the prototype of the figure, which looks pretty good so far. I just wanted to shout it out. I do like Ranmaru's design, but I don't think I'll be picking her up in the future, but yeah, I thought I just wanted to point her out. After that, one that I was really anticipating, by Spirit Tail, they finally showed off the illustration for this figure, and that is the Hatsune Miku Sakura, of course by Spirit Tail. Again, I was excited. I missed the other Sakura Miku figure, who is quite expensive in the aftermarket, unfortunately. People are kind of disappointed with this version of her, however. Again, I'll show it the comments right here. I think it looks cute overall. But yeah, I do agree though that they probably should have just shown the illustration. I'm not too sure if they just announced this and then they just asked like an artist like, hey, can we use your Sakura Miku for the illustration? Because this was just like there was no picture before for this one. Showing off the original illustration right here. I love the outfit design, the frills, of course cherry blossoms on there. Very cute design. So yes, I'm looking forward to this one. Again, I'm a sucker for Sakura. I love Sakura Miku figures, so this one I'm looking forward as a prototype and as a painted version in the future. I also forgot to shout out the original illustrator, so Hamu Nezuko is responsible for this Miku design, and again, very fantastic job with this version of Sakura Miku. After that, we have a Fate figure that has been finally painted, and that is the Fate Grand Order Kama 1/7 Assassin Final Ascension version by Medicos Entertainment. So, this version of Kama right here, I'll probably show off the actual photos at the event. So far, I don't think it looks too bad. I do have two Medicos Entertainment figures. They're alright. I do think they could have been lower in price. Still happy with them though. So yes, I do like the way her arms look. They're transparent, like hands, like as it goes down, I think look actually fantastic. She is really packing up there. The galaxy hair underneath looks cool. And her legs with that design element. And yeah, I think the base looks nice as well. I know it's clear plastic, but I do like the purple and blue areas to it, and the lilies are a nice touch. They look very nicely colored. Maybe it's just like the photos and the angles that they take this at, but like the face maybe looks a little bit awkward. Maybe it's just like certain angles it doesn't really look the best. And yeah, nice hair sculpt in the back. I won't linger on this too long for reasons. And yeah, and I guess they're doing like an online shop exclusive where you can get this like yelling face, which actually looks good. At this angle, at least, it looks good. And already from the comments, it seems like they have already a price for her, so 23,100 yen. Yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, at least from this promo picture, I think she looks good. I guess it's just the viewing angle to just keep in mind. But yeah, very nice to see this one finally colored. Next up, we have another in the palette series for Kinako figures. But yes, we have this version of Kinako right here, which I'm not too sure the name of. It doesn't really say. But yeah, very cute. Love the pose. The little braid is cute in her hair. So yeah, the palette line of series, they're under $100. Yeah, be warned that these are pretty small. I'll also quickly look at the price tag for them because I forgot how much these are. So yes, I just pulled up the tiger version right here. So it is 8,000 yen, roughly $60. I do think maybe they could have been a little bit less than that considering how small of a character Kinako is. I do like them, but I feel like maybe they could be a little cheaper. But yes, I'm gonna be a fool and most likely pick these up. I'm not too sure about the aftermarket on these, but again, I love Kinako. I love the figures of her so far, so I'll probably be adding this to my collection. After that, we have this more lewd male figure right here that was finally painted, and that is the slow damage Towa Skytube 16 Yuketsu version. It does say it's by Alphamax, so on the screen, I don't think I'll be showing like going to the pictures because there's some that are, at least one of them is kind of not safe for work. But yeah, I might show them up on screen as I'm talking, but yeah, they finally painted this version of him. He's kind of bloody, the bandages, and you also have the blood bag, which looks amazing with the sculpt and the clear materials that they used. I was interested in picking up a Towa figure. Hot take, I'm not too into the native one where he's on the toilet. Toilet figures are not my cup of tea, so there is that. This one might not be that bad an alternative. I don't mind the whole bloodiness of this figure. So yes, I'm just happy to see this one finally painted. After that, we have this one by Ribos, one of my personal favorite figure manufacturers, and that is the Roroboshi-chan 1/7. This is one where she's in a martini glass with this pose, and she even has like little olives on a little stick right down there. Very gorgeous. Usually I'm not a collector of dark skin characters, but the pose on her looks fantastic. The way her hair just drapes down is very cool. Also going to show off the original illustration right here. Very fantastic. And yeah, okay, unfortunately, those are the only pictures of her that they had. But yeah, amazing. This one I might pick up as well. I think Ribos also did the Lily Wine, I think. I think it was a collab with My Ethos, or maybe it was just My Ethos who made that figure. Those two look absolutely, beautiful together. But yeah, I really like this character design, so I'm interested to see the price point of her in the future. And now moving on to the last figure, which is probably my anticipated in terms of like non-garage kit figures. And that is the original Suiyu 1/7 by Wings Inc. Finally getting her prototype, which looks amazing. The sculpt work is fantastic. The way everything flows, amazing. And yeah, this is of course illustrated by Suave, who I think did the other girl, who I do like the design of, but I just didn't feel like pre-ordering when she first went up. But this one I most likely will be pre-ordering. It's yet another Dragon Girl, and I really love the character design. And I also thought I'd do a sort of side-by-side comparison of the two together. Again, original illustration gorgeous. I love the greens, the blacks, and the golds. I did notice though that at least some details are simplified, I feel like, for this figure. Like first, her tail on here, it's like in segments, and like there's really not the individual scales. Additionally, I think it's mostly in her arm, where they kind of simplified it a little bit. It feels like those little pieces on there, the gold pieces, are like sculpted or like elevated. It's not all flat. So yes, I wonder if they're just simplifying some details for this figure, which, you know, I do kind of understand considering how, you know, detailed of an illustration this is, but at the same time, I would really like to see those details in a figure because I think it just adds on to the complexity of it. But yeah, I'm excited to see her colored though, and we'll see how she looks if, you know, they do include those little details in there. Again, this is just a prototype, so we'll see what kind of changes they make in the future. So yes, that was pretty much my list. Under 20 items, I usually go over that. I am still excited for some of these figures. So yes, for me this event was like alright. Again, I do like the figures that were shown, but I feel like there wasn't any ones that made me just like over the moon, elated, and excited. I am of course looking forward to some of the ones that, you know, I am anticipating going up for pre-order. Yeah, but for now, I thought this was like an okay event for me personally. So that overall concludes this video. So again, I am still excited for the figures that I have listed, but there just wasn't some I was just like over the moon. Again, there was just a lot of series I don't know about, and with some original characters, I just wasn't interested in a good chunk of them. So yeah, it's definitely a much shorter list that I have for you all today. The other thing that kind of bummed me out is that I thought Alter was going to be at this event because I'm just still itching for a painted version of the Oberon figure that they're working on and just other announcements for them in general. But I didn't realize they weren't going to be at this event, and in past Wonder Festivals from the list that I have, I didn't have any figures for them. So I know they're at Mega Hobby Expo and then they do the like FGO Fest. But yeah, I didn't realize they were going to be at this event, and that bummed me out quite a bit. So that was just the other thing. If anyone knows what events that they go to in terms of figures, definitely let me know, because when those events roll around, I'll definitely be more excited for those events. So in terms of overall figures I'm quite excited for, again, the ones I star on here, I lean towards like pre-ordering, or I think about it, or some of them are definite. I do like the two Eldora model figures that were announced, especially the very colorful one, the Ninjin-chan, I think her name is. Very gorgeous looking figure right there. The Neon Max figure, the Seiron 1/6 scale, again illustrated by Saitom. That's a very gorgeous original illustration, so I'm excited to see her colored. Nice to see that the Spirito Miku, they revealed the illustration. I think she looks very nice, so I'm excited to see her as an actual figure. The Toridamo Claynell Dragon Girl looks fantastic so far with her sculpt work. The Ribos Voroboshi-chan as well. Again, it might be on the cheaper side, which is nice. Again, I love Ribos as a manufacturer. And then I'd say that the big one in terms of PVC figures was the Kyoto Goldfish version Miku figure. I think looks fantastic so far in terms of the sculpt work. And then the big one I'm really excited for is the Suiyu Wings Inc. figure. I love that character design again, so I'm excited to see her colored. And then pretty much all the garage kits I thought were cool. Again, my bias towards my husbando, so the Shadow Man posable figure was, I think, very cool to see. Maybe I can find that on Buy and then just buy it off of there, because, you know, I would like to have a figure of him in my collection. And then definitely the big one, though, was the Ashia Domon garage kit. Like, again, sculpting amazing, composition amazing. The long-haired boy, he's got black and white hair, so it's like chef's kiss. Like, that has to be one of my favorite announcements that was shown off at this event. Again, even though it's a garage kit, I think that the work that they did was absolutely amazing. I would like to see that colored by them, and I would like someone, a proper figure manufacturer, to pick it up in the future. which, considering how they sculpted, again, the Oberon scale, and then Alter picked that up, I would really hope for Alter to pick up their Domon garage kit to make into an actual figure, because I'm gonna hop on that pre-order because I'm simping for Domon as well. But yes, I hope that this event was at least exciting for you. Definitely let me know in the comments below what were your favorite announcements from this event. And yeah, so thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night wherever you are, and take it easy. Goodbye.